everyone. Welcome to WSAZ Plus on this Wednesday evening. We've now made it halfway through the week, and I'm happy you're joining me here for our streaming tonight as we take a look at some of the top headlines of the day. I'm Taylor Eaton, and what do you say we just get right to it? We have a few to go over tonight. We're going to have several big things for you at 10 and 11. And we will begin here on WSAZ Plus with a story that just came into us here in the last little bit. The Kanawha County Sheriff's Office tonight looking for a missing woman. Let me pull up her picture while we share details of this case with you. This is the woman they're looking for. Her name is Brandy Dotson. And the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office says, based on the information that they have in this case, they believe that she could be in danger. So take a good look here. See if there's anything familiar to you that maybe you've seen her around town in Kanawha County, or if you're just going to be out here in the days ahead. They're asking you to please help them in this case. They said that any information, whether it be big or small, could hopefully lead to her being found and brought home safely. Her name is Brandy Dotson. Deputies say that she was last seen by one of her friends in December, so months ago. And that friend said they last saw her in the Big Chimney area of Kanawha County. Now, deputies say another friend, a separate friend, reported seeing her on January 11th at a convenience store on Roxalana Road in Dunbar. Deputies did say in a news release to us that she tends to move around a lot. And let me share some maybe other details that you might be able to look out for to see if you see her and you can get in touch with the sheriff's department. So they said she has brown curly hair, which you can see here in the picture. They said sometimes her hair has a red tint to it. And they also said that she has tattoos on her legs. So they're concerned about her safety. And that's the reason they've put this out there. They said that really the last kind of solid information they have of anyone seeing her would have been that sighting on January 11th. And then the last before that in December, but they said that no one has had contact with her or seen her since. So now they're turning to you. If you spot anyone that may resemble Brandy Dotson, they're asking that you call 911 or the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office. We've got more information posted for you right now on WSAZ.com. Some more details about her appearance, some other things that might stand out to you if you were to see her out. But they're concerned about her safety and her well-being, and they're just wanting to make sure that she is okay. But very worrisome that no one has seen or heard from her at least in more than a month now. So just keep your eyes out if you're in the Kanawha County area or will be here in the days ahead. They're going to be trying to get any information that they can to try to bring her home safely. Our next top story tonight here on WSAZ Plus, sentencing today in Boone County for the mother of a child who died of starvation at just 14 years old. She received the maximum sentence today in court. Kennedy Miller's death, we have reported on that as part of several WSAZ investigations. Her death sent shockwaves across the state, leading to change within West Virginia's child welfare system. And today, a judge in Boone County gave Julie Miller the harshest penalty allowed. Miller pleaded guilty to death of a child by a parent in November. Deputies first went to the Miller's home in the Morrisville area of Boone County, and that was in April of 2024. There, they said they found Kennedy dead. Investigators say that her body was in a skeletal state and she had not eaten in months. Julie Miller today, back in court for her sentencing. She was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison. The judge ruling if she is ever granted parole, that it will come with 50 years of supervision. Now, the details of this case, according to the judge, so disturbing that she took several minutes out of the sentencing in court to speak about this case very candidly. And you can right now, we have that full video posted on WSAZ Plus. It's very easy for you to find here on our streaming platform. You can see that posted with all of our other coverage on WSAZ Plus. And if you're looking for that on WSAZ.com, just click our drop-down menu and find WSAZ Plus. There we have posted the full comments from the judge today in court. Our next top story here at WSAZ Plus tonight. Bus drivers sometimes deal with some pretty unruly behavior on the school bus. And one bus driver, no doubt, had a really interesting and unusual start to the morning and probably dealt with something that they never expected. And this story is out of Roane County, West Virginia. We learned some new information from the superintendent of what happened here, because it started out as just any normal day for the students riding the bus to school in Roane County, but things turned tense after the superintendent says a student brought pepper spray on board the bus and sprayed it. Now, the bus driver realized what was happening, and quick actions really helped these children. Quickly called the school nurse, who was ready and waiting at Spencer Elementary to check out the students when they arrived. School officials said whenever they got there, the nurse realized, though, that she needed to call EMS to come in to see if those students would need further treatment. Officials say the children were treated at the school, and thankfully, none of them had to go to the hospital. But the Roane County superintendent says they are investigating, and they want people to know, especially parents, that they are taking this incident very seriously and are trying to get to the bottom of it. But no doubt very grateful that that bus driver was quick to notice what was going on and get in touch with the school nurse, who then in turn was able to get in touch with EMS. And thankfully, all of those students are going to be okay after being treated there once they arrived at school. All right, next tonight, this is a story of a way that you can help. We've reported to you about this fire. It happened over the weekend at Logan Elementary School. And so many teachers, a lot of teachers pay for the things at their school, in their classroom. A lot of times that stuff comes out of pocket for them. And so community members are now stepping up to try to help those teachers and students that have been displaced by this fire. Temporarily, those students and staff are going to be going to Logan Middle School. There's enough space there at the middle school. They'll be able to accommodate. But the community members have taken it upon themselves to try to help out in this situation because the cleanup right now is going on at the elementary school, but it's going to be a while before those students and staff are able to get back in that school. It's going to be a pretty lengthy cleanup process. But community members want those temporary classrooms to be as welcoming a space as possible for the students when they arrive. And the middle school is planning an open house for students and their families to come in, get used to their new surroundings, kind of take a look at the school. But in the meantime, so many of those teachers were allowed back in the school to try to see if there was anything that they could salvage and take with them. But a lot of these teachers are starting from scratch, really weren't able to save a lot from their classrooms at the elementary school. And for that reason, there's a donation drive that is looking to replenish a lot of those supplies for the teachers. So as they're working to get those temporary classrooms set up, where they'll be in the meantime, making it a welcoming space is kind of the goal here, and that's what they're using this week to do, is get that space ready for the students. Hopefully by next week, those students will be in that building. But let me pull up here a few of the things that they are looking for and need, and then I'll share some information with you about where you can drop off those donations. So let me pull up real quick just a few of the things they're needing. I'll list out a few more, but these are a lot of the highlights, some of those staple items that they really need in their classroom. So the basics: pencils, erasers, crayons, colored pencils, glue sticks, things like that. And then some of those other things around the classroom that can really come in handy. Storage bins, staplers, tape, floor seating cushions, snacks, because we're talking about students, really young students to those that are close to the middle school level. So it depends on what the teachers need, just based on the age of the classroom that they teach. So those are just a few of the big things that they're asking for. Let me see here if I can pull up some more and read those out to you. Washable markers, highlighters, scissors, dry erase markers, pencil boxes, paper, other learning supplies. And then, let me see here. There was a long list of things. So any little bit will help. If you're like, look, I can only do a couple of dollars worth of things, that can really go a long way to helping in these classrooms. Also, germs tend to spread in school with all the little ones around each other. So they're also looking for things that can help with cleanup around the classroom to try to make sure that your students are coming home and they're not bringing anything home with them that they'll spread. So Clorox, Lysol wipes, tissues, paper towels, hand sanitizer, trash bags, and then additionally some of those fun things around the classroom. Paintbrushes, Play-Doh, craft sticks, glue, stickers, and other things of that nature. So if you are interested, here's where you drop off, or you can send those donations directly to Logan Middle School. You just want to address it out to Logan Elementary School. So just, if you're going to send things, maybe just put right on it, attention Logan Elementary School, or say it's supplies for Logan Elementary School. But here's where those will go, or where you need to address this. So it's Logan Middle School, and that's 14 Wildcat Way, Logan, West Virginia, zip code on that 25601. So if you are interested, it's so nice to see community members that have taken it upon themselves to collect these items to make sure that teachers have exactly what they need to make this as welcoming a space as they can for students in this temporary transition, as their lives have been upended a little bit because of that fire. Now working to make sure that temporary space is a great learning environment for them. So you can help out in that way, and I know any help is going to be much appreciated by those teachers that will be in those temporary classrooms. And at this point, we don't have an exact timeline on when they're expecting the elementary school will reopen. Cleaning crews were really just able to get in there within the last couple of days and begin that process of kind of clearing out and cleaning up and sanitizing, and it's going to be a lengthy process. So those students are likely going to be at Logan Middle School for some time before they're allowed back in their home school. So we'll let you know if we get a more definitive timeline from the superintendent on when they think those students will be back, and we'll share some more details with you about that open house too when we find out. All right, finally here tonight on WSAZ Plus, an update on a story that we first shared with you at WSAZ Plus just yesterday evening. An update tonight on the athletics transfer bill for high school students in West Virginia. Lawmakers have just put a bill through to the House floor. It's the first step in a process that could once again shake up the high school sports landscape in West Virginia. It is House Bill 4425, aimed at repealing the current rules surrounding high school transfers and athletic eligibility. The House Education Committee meeting earlier this afternoon to discuss this, and here's why it's important. Since the 2023-2024 school year, state law has allowed all high school students to transfer schools at any point in the year and keep their athletic eligibility for the next season. That bill is written to strike out the language that allows the free movement. And here's how it worked, the transfer process worked before the current law. There were only two ways that you could transfer and retain your eligibility without needing a waiver from the WVSSAC. If you transferred outside your home district before your freshman year, or if you transferred back to your home district at the beginning of a school year. So yes, things have looked a little bit different over the past few years. That bill, though, still in the early stages. Amendments could be made. It'll need House approval, Senate approval. Ultimately, if it gets both of those, then it would go to Governor Patrick Morrisey for his signature. If it were to pass, though, the way it is currently written, it would give the WVSSAC more direction over a student athlete's eligibility if they transfer. So a little more movement on that bill today at the West Virginia State Capitol. It's one that we're going to be following in the days ahead. We still have a few more to round out the legislative session in West Virginia. And also want to mention before we hop off here, at 10 and 11 tonight, our reporter Luke Hamilton is following up on some proposed legislation at the Capitol that would look to try to recruit more EMS workers in the state of West Virginia. So he's going to break down the logistics of that bill, how it would work, what they're looking at to try to recruit more of those healthcare heroes that respond to our calls for help in West Virginia, noticing a big shortage of those workers. And so they're trying to fill those gaps and recruit more people and retain more people within the field of EMS. So that is something he's going to be covering at 10 and 11. But that's going to do it for us. That's a look at some of the top stories that we will have for you coming up at 10 o'clock on the Tri-State CW and on WSAZ at 11. As always, appreciate you being here for WSAZ Plus. Hope you have a great day tomorrow. It is a first alert weather day for us based on that forecast. Chief Meteorologist Tony Cavalier is going to have a full look at that for you at 10 and 11 as well. So hope you have a great Thursday, everyone. Appreciate you being here this Wednesday evening for WSAZ Plus. For now, I'm Taylor Eaton signing off. Hope you have a great night, everyone, and I'll see you right back here for streaming on WSAZ Plus tomorrow around 9 o'clock.